tap in. Tap, tap, 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 tap in.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tap In Tuesday. It's your girl Titi from the D. And let me just say this. It's hot and muggy outside. It's been a long day. And I really am excited about today's show. I have a very special guest, and I'm super excited that I'll get to work with her one-on-one when she has her upcoming amazing event that we'll get to in just a little while. But we're going to do some special things tonight, and I hope that you are ready. If you are that type of person that loves to be inspired, encouraged, motivated, and if you want to catch some jewels and really be able to look at yourself in a different perspective, this is a show that you definitely want to pay attention to. The beautiful thing about podcasting is that if you miss something in the beginning, especially when it's live and it can be found pre-recorded, either version, you can always go back and say, you know what, there was something that this person said and I really felt like that hit me at home. I want you to be able to do that tonight. So if you are coming through, if you go ahead and share and you're letting somebody know that naturally Keyva is in the building, because she is, baby, it's going down. This queen is simply amazing. I thought I had a lot of energy, but this queen has a lot of energy. And when I got the opportunity to meet her at the coffee house, our energy was on high. We didn't even need any coffee. And so I knew before I left, as a matter of fact, I knew after talking to her initially that I wanted to work with her. And shout out to Dr. Lanisa Freeman. She is a queen that knows how to bring people together. She's another amazing person. Now, you might say, who is Naturally Keyva? Well, I'm glad you asked. So she takes some amazing photos. This one right here, I promise you that smile, I saw it several times when I sat across from her. Her energy is just dope. And for you to be able to know it, you know how sometimes you can see people, you get to meet people face to face over the phone, and sometimes it doesn't match up, and that's okay. But this queen, her energy matched up in person, and I can only imagine how it's going to be when she gets ready to do her upcoming amazing event. What are you talking about, TT? Aha, I'm glad you asked. So I have this flyer, and you're going to start seeing it floating around. I'm going to be sharing it daily, so you're going to get sick and tired of me. That color, I love that color scheme. I'm going to be looking like that color rocks with me, however it does. But honestly, this is going to be an upcoming event that is going to be something that I think you can look forward to on an annual basis, but I might be jumping ahead of myself. So without any further ado, because you didn't log on just to see your girl Titi from the D, you definitely want to see this beautiful queen. Her name is Naturally Keyva. Welcome, 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 welcome to the show.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well, queen. I am well. I want to say to you again, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come on.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm so excited. I hope that after we're done that you'll come back. I actually want you, before the event goes down, to come on my Top of the Morning show that streams on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. I think the listeners will really love what you have to talk about and be able to really find more when they come to your event next month.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would like for you, before we get into the meat and potatoes of our interview, I would love for you to share with our viewers. Some are new to you from my side of the town, and then some know about you from your side of the town. And now we're going to bridge them together by having you to share a little bit about who you are and what you are bringing to the show today.
All right, so I am naturally Keyva. That's my brand, but people on the streets they call me Keyva.
Yeah.
And so for me, I am one that has been working on myself over the last 6 to 7 years. And so since I've been working on myself, I want to help other people understand and give them tools on how they can work on themselves as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I have to ask you, naturally Kiva, what made you with for your brand? Like I know I'm TT from the D, and so people know me as TT. And then it's like, I'm from Detroit. It's like, I'm from the D. It's like, oh, that's a nice ring to it. For you, naturally Kiva, what inspired the brand name?
So what inspired it is because I'm just me. I'm just original, and my name is Kiva.
Mhm.
So that's a different type of name.
Yes.
And then I am just bubbly, and I just don't feel like I'm like everybody else. And
Mhm.
so since I'm unique, I decided to put the natural in it because I am different and I feel different than other people, even how I came into this world and how life is for me. I was never into crowds and so forth. So I was actually going to do uniquely Kiva. And I was like, no, I had a whole list. And I was like, no, naturally Kiva rings a bell.
Yeah, yeah. It's fun when I think about it. And then your personality, having a chance to meet you. I love your natural locks. I see that you were growing them out. And so it was like everything about you seems to be authentic and natural from what I gathered. And when Dr. Freeman was telling me about you, um, I thought like, okay. Yeah, yeah, I would love to talk to her. I didn't know if it would work, if we would pair, but after meeting you, like actually talking to you, I kind of already knew, but it's nothing like having that one-on-one where you can feel that energy and that vibe. And I think that you specialize in that. We'll get to that through the show. But the name itself, naturally, Kiva. Kiva is a pretty name. Does Kiva have a meaning behind it?
When my mother came up with the name, there was not necessarily a meaning behind it.
Okay.
But after, I remember being in eighth grade and we had a substitute teacher, and the substitute teacher said that my name symbolizes in Native American that it's an underground house. It's like a basement.
Oh,
So I kind of
really?
feel like I'm, trying to analyze, like, okay, underground basement, further, like, what does that mean, even in a deeper standpoint for me?
Okay. When I hear you say it like that and break it down like that, you know what I get? I feel that a lot of the times we deal with things that's on a surface level. When we see a beautiful home, something that's built, we see, oh, that's amazing. But we don't know the structure it stands upon. We don't know the foundation. We don't know what lies beneath there that holds it up. And so when you think about your name in that way, there's a depth to you. They can see the outside of you, the surface, like, oh yeah, she's pretty, and oh, she's so intelligent, and then, well, there's a deeper well to you that would
Yes.
match the name. And that's
Yes.
just me saying from what you said. That's what I gathered from my encounter with you.
Yes. I would say, yeah, it's a deeper, connection with my name in Kiva basement. I go below the surface.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, so let me ask you this. I know that you're an educator.
Mhm.
What, and I know you're also an advocate. So there's two for one in there. Becoming an educator is not an easy task. Some people think like, oh yeah, I want to be an educator. And then they realize like, this isn't for me. But you took it to the next level and you became an advocate. How long have you been in education?
So I've been in education for, it'll be my 17th year in a few weeks.
Wow. Wow.
And I've been teaching children with autism for the majority of my career.
Okay.
So inside of teaching my little babies, because I teach the little ones, I teach them between 5 and 8, 9 years old.
Okay. Okay.
So with teaching the little ones, I became an advocate because many of my students that come to me, they are nonverbal.
Mm,
Or if they're not nonverbal, they can't really speak for themselves. So then that leads into me having to advocate for them,
yeah.
for what they need in this life. And that's also, advocating and also letting the parents know and understanding the laws and what their child can benefit from when they're getting educated in school. So
Yeah.
so part of me as an educator is also to learn how to use my voice
Yes.
to stand up for those that can't stand up for themselves.
Got it. I can see how you and Dr. Freeman are friends, because she has a heart for children overall. I had the pleasure of my last 3 years in education working with Dr. Freeman under her leadership and working in special ed in the specialized division of Southfield Public Schools. And I have worked in the school district a total of would have been 23 years, but I never took before a classroom unless I had to. That if they needed to pull on me, I've jumped in a classroom and helped out. But to work with the children that parents don't really know, like you said, the laws. They don't know how to advocate for their kids. They don't know the things that they have access to because no one really tells them a lot. Learning that these children are amazing and unique and able to do things that people just don't think they know, and participating and have just, I learned a lot. And so to be an advocate is one thing, and that's a whole thing by itself, but to know the lay of the land as an educator and to not only be able to say, hey, let me help you be the best version of yourself, that just says a lot. And it kind of ties, it makes sense on the journey. And it kind of goes back to your name, right? Safe place. You stand here and you find your way. And then instead of you just pushing them out there, it's kind of like, let me give you the necessary tools that you can survive in this world when I'm no longer around you. Not that you're parting and someone's leaving this life, but you're going to grow and you're going to mature and you're going to advance. And I'm going to help you not only have the tools for you as a student, but your parent. So I can appreciate that. And I think my viewers and listeners can too, for those that have children, whether they're in specialized services or not. Parents working in education, parents don't realize how much they don't know until they realize they don't know. And I think when we went through the pandemic, and I know you got some stories, and that could be a whole nother podcast, we learned a lot.
We did.
Yeah.
We did learn a lot.
Yeah. And I bet you became creative as an educator when we had to work from home.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
most definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it also had that sense when we were doing the pandemic that it brought us closer together. So it brought community, and that's what I'm about. I'm about building strong communities.
Okay.
So how my community looks in my school, I want to build a strong community. When we start talking about my event is within my community. I am all about community and
Yeah.
us building, everyone building and having a strong community. Because, one of my things of being naturally Keyva is my goal is to teach people or help people, assist people on finding their purpose in this life.
Okay.
Because all of us, we have a purpose on this earth.
Indeed.
When we enter this earth. Now, the thing is that one core component of having your purpose is you're going to be a service to others. Okay. Now, how that looks, it varies from person to person of how you're going to serve people because all our talents are different.
That's true. That's true. Very true. Your event, I'm excited about it, so I'm gonna try to stay the course. But public speaking, you're a public speaker, And that's not an easy job. Some people, like, you have to love people. You have to have a bubbly personality. You have to be outgoing. You have to be able to think quick on your feet. What led you and encouraged you to become a public speaker?
Well, it's interesting that I'm a public speaker, but on the other side of it, I teach children with autism, who many of them are limited in their communication of how they can communicate to others. So I find the extremities of both is actually pretty amazing, that I'm helping someone communicate, but then I'm also assisting people through my public speaking to learn and grow about themselves, for themselves. So when it comes to the public speaking, yes, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, hey, I got it all together, I'm a pro at this. No, it over the years, it is hard to have to do public speaking. But then I started thinking about some things. When I was in started public speaking, what was I afraid of? I had to question, like, why was I afraid of public speaking? And it boils down to, I'm afraid of being judged. By who?
Mm.
To be quite honest with you, people that don't want to get out there and public speak.
Yeah.
So I had to build up my confidence to know that even though it still can be scary and it can be still challenging to do that, I'm still getting out there, public speaking. And but then not only that, I'm helping people, I'm assisting people, I am teaching people when I'm public speaking, I am motivating people.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, and you're right. It's almost like you become a voice to speak for those that's scared to speak, and we recognize that you have a lot to say as a person, and you sometimes find yourself saying things that people want to say in the room, but just don't know how to say in the room. And then even if they was trying to pass judgment, they'll pull you to the side. They won't do it publicly a lot of the times. And they'll say, you know what, I'm so glad you said that. I had been thinking that. I didn't know how to say that. Or, you made sense of that. I heard somebody say something that was similar, but the way you broke it down. And yeah, I think for what you're getting ready to do in September is going to be simply amazing. I think it's going to be simply amazing. And I would like to segue into your event that's going down. Let's talk about that.
Yes. So becoming you, embracing your identity. This event is going to be September 29th. Doors open at 10:45. It's going to be at the event house in Lathrop Village.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great time with brunch. We have you coming, TT coming. I have a wonderful speaker coming, Jen. And this is all about you understanding your identity from your past, your relationships, the roles you played in this world, and thinking about the stories that have embedded your identity, but not making that wholeheartedly who you are, but growing from those stories and learning from those stories, and not leaving the fact that what happened to you, was currently happening to you, making that a part of your life to not grow and learn.
Okay. Okay. Now, is this open? Is there an age, or is there any breakdown like that people should know about?
So as far as the event is concerned, it is open to 18 and up.
Okay.
I would say that women, this
Okay.
is geared towards women,
Okay.
and anyone that is, ready to grow and learn.
Okay. Okay. And how can people grab tickets for this event?
Oh, you can grab your tickets today, right now. Take a pause for the cause if you're on live right now, and you can go get your ticket from Eventbrite with the title that's underneath here, titled Becoming You, Embracing Your Identity. You can tap, you can put that title in. You can also type in Naturally Keyva, something should pop up. We have tickets on sale right now for early bird special until the 22nd.
Okay.
They're going to be $99.99. Now, if you sit here and you wait until after that, I hate to burst your little bubble, but the tickets are going up, and it's going to be $111.11. So you need to
Okay.
get those tickets now. You need to be
Okay.
ready and pay your money, because you about to learn and we about to have a good time together.
Yes, 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 yes. Is there I know that the doors open at 10:45. Is there like, you know how sometimes people come like, okay, the doors open at 10:45. We start at this time. Will it be where you'll be brunching and then there'll be public speaking going on? Will there be vendor opportunities?
Okay, so thanks for asking and clarifying that. So actually, if you go on Eventbrite and when you want to purchase your ticket, it has the agenda right there of the times that everything will be set up for you for approximate. You have to give some give and takes for some times, but I have the agenda already and set for you for when you come. But I will say 10:45 doors open. By 11:45 we start. So you can't be on that late stuff. Just want to scroll on in at 2 o'clock, because it'll just be over at 2 o'clock. Okay? No. Food gonna be done by 2 o'clock. You come in to have a good time. Don't be late.
I
This is
know
not a
that's
family
right.
reunion. This is not. This is not the Jackson family reunion around here. Okay?
I know that's right, Kiva. You got to let them know because you know how some people rolling up. You want to be fashionably making an entrance. Like, okay, you can still be fashionably making an entrance. Just do it on time.
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and then you don't want to miss anything, everybody. Ladies, if you have a niece, you have a daughter that's 18 or older, and you want them to come out, I think this would be great for the young people as well, because they are very close to being young women, and what they'll be able to gather and obtain will be priceless, and Kiva gave you that early bird special price. Think about this. If you say 99.99, I got that. Think about it. If you go out, prime example, I went out of town on my 4th annual girls trip. The average meal, by the time you put in tax, gratuity, your meal, and we're not talking about being educated, you've spent over $99.99. And all you have to show for it is a little bit of a few more inches on your waist. Okay. You can have the good conversation, the memory of that, how the food tasted, but it's over. That's not something that you're going to just be able to reflect back over when you're, reflecting or going through something. But if you come to this event, becoming you, embracing your identity, you can reflect over what you will hear in that room. And so I just ask you to think about that. It's like investing in your well-being. We talk about mental health and, our, what's that saying? A lot of people are saying now, I got to protect my energy. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But it's an investment in yourself. And a lot of times I've met people who were skeptical about going to any kind of brunch and thing where they got to pay some money. Now, you want a brunch that's $19.99, you go right ahead. I don't know what you get or where it's going to be or any of that, but you got to think in the factor of the time that Kiva's taken to plan out this event for you. And it's taken time. Kiva, tell the people how long you've been working on this event.
I've been working on this event since April, May.
See what I'm saying? It's not a fly by night. It's not thrown together. It's not a quick scheme to make a couple dollars, because she can do that with all the things she does. But it's time, it's planning, execution of things, having the right people in the right place at the right time. So yeah, kudos to you. Now let's talk about, I know that I've heard And you can clarify this for me. Growing up, I used to love to look at the horoscopes. Oh my God. And I would be floored if they were on. I'm like, oh, I'm a Libra. Oh my God, they got that down pat. But you are an astrologer. Is that the proper way? Is it astrologer or astrologist? What's the
I'm an
proper way?
astrologer. You can say astrologer.
You're an astrologer. So let's talk about that. What is actually an astrologer?
So I'm a sun and moon girl. But when it comes to astrology uses the planets as a tool to guide you for your life. So when most people think of astrology, they think of, for instance, what you just said, TT. Oh, look at me, I'm a Libra, I'm a Pisces, and so forth. But it's much more in depth than just understanding what we consider as astrologers, your sun sign. So we have to understand with astrology that planets are always moving, the sun is always moving, the moon is constantly changing, and we use that as a guide. Now, when we think of astrology, we have to think of a few things that go under the umbrella of astrology. You have astrology is the main focal point, but underneath astrology, you have what we call natal charts. And so as an astrologer, I do natal charts. So natal charts are based on the time, month, day, and year that you were born. And based on the time, month, day, and year you were born, I can see where planets were for you in this chart. And I can tell you things that have happened in your life, in your past. I can tell you things that you need to possibly work on because you've had some things that may have came up in your past. And then I can also tell you some things that you may want to look out for based on where the current planets are and where they are around your natal chart, what you need to look out for within the near future.
Interesting. That's so okay. And I know you've probably heard this. You remember the woman that used to come on?
Cleo?
Yes.
Okay. So I think what happens is people mix up astrology versus tarot readings and psychic readings.
Okay.
And they're two totally different realms.
Okay.
With astrology, I am using dates and months and years to gather up information for you.
Okay.
Then you have Cleo, which she was a tarot card reader, which it came out that she had some that some things with her was not accurate and was false. But I'm not going to denounce, that's another subject for another day, to denounce that realm of spirituality that people are psychics and things of that nature. So they're two totally different realms. So you can be an astrologer, but not necessarily be a psychic, but you can also possibly be both.
Thank you for that clarity, because a lot of times, like, I didn't know that. That was an honest question. People tend to, you got your own opinion. Everybody has an opinion and we're entitled to it. But when you think about the Cleos, like you said, it was a household name. Then it became like the things that they brought out, like you said, that weren't totally true. I remember my mother ran our phone bill up. Like, I remember our phone got disconnected one time because our bill was like $800. She was, and so when the bill came, and I was a kid, I was like a teenager, she's like, oh, this bill is ridiculous. And I'm like, I don't be on the phone like that because you always on the phone. I ain't doing. When I snuck and looked at the bill, I said, hey, who's she talking to? So I was like, I know that, like, she calls our family down south a lot. But when I kept seeing this 800 number, I'm like, who is? So I called it. I said, she calling Miss Cleo? I said, oh my God. So it was just like, wow. But then when it came out, it made me become a non-believer, because I was like, I would have people say, hey, can I do a reading for him? Like, no, because thinking about Miss Cleo made me be like, no, I ain't got no money to give you trying to do all that. And then some people say if it's a gift, because everybody can't do it, you can study all you want, but you naturally know. What's your thoughts on that part of it? Like, do you feel that you're natural at it? Or do you feel that you learned it and you were able to just tap into it?
So remember, it's two separate.
Mm-hmm.
So you have Keyva the astrologer.
Mm-hmm.
Then I am and can be a reader, but I don't do that as much as I am as the astrologer.
Gotcha.
So two separate.
Gotcha.
Two separate ways. So the astrology, you have to have some information and understand. There's a science to that. You have to understand all the zodiac signs. You have to understand placements of the zodiac signs in the natal chart. Okay. You have to understand when two planets are together, what it means. If they're separate, what it means. That's like, you have to study that. And then over time and over experience, you get a little bit better at it over time and experience with astrology.
Got it.
Now, and then you do have the other side, the reading, the psychics, and so forth, that you do have people out here that aren't authentic. But if you honestly think about it, with any career or anything that you're into, there are going to be people that they're not authentic. They're not good at what they do. Yeah. They're leading people in a path that's not great. Yeah. But at the same time, everybody has the ability to be intuitive. Everybody can read and do and understand. Our body is the best tool to guide us with our intuition, our gut. When you say things like, my gut is guiding me, that's your intuitive abilities guiding you. Some people may use theirs more. Some people may work on theirs more than others. Mm-hmm. But we all have this gift.
Ha! Thank you for that clarity, Queen. Thank you.
You're welcome. Says the Pisces.
Says the Pisces. My husband's a Pisces. Okay.
Says the Pisces. I'm trying to save everybody. I'm trying to help everybody. The spirituality, which has always been in me. And when you mentioned about your mom with the Cleo, this was the late 90s, right?
Yes.
So let me tell you, so I understand what she was going through because I was a teenager. And I remember calling to get the free calls as a teenager. So your mother and I'm quite sure if I was to look at some stuff with your mother, she probably has some energy of Pisces or something going on with her. And it probably explains it. So I would sit here and I would call the psychic hotlines to try to get a free minute. I did it for like a whole a week or so. So we get a phone bill come. So my mom opens this bill and sees it's $300. And my mama was like, what is this? And she started looking at psychic hotlines and stuff. And my mom called and she told them there's a teenager here. She does not know what she's doing. And they knocked it off. But that was me. That was me in the 90s. I did the same thing your mom did. But I was a teenager.
Wow. See, okay. Now, you seem to be as we would say, some people say jack of all trades, but we're women, so Jill of all trades. What is something that people don't know about Keyva?
Let's see. What some people don't know about me, people can know that I come off as high energy. I'm witty. I'm funny. I'm knowledgeable. Those are the things that people don't know. But what people don't know about me is that I am really working on being vulnerable and open and trusting of others. Mm-hmm. Because I'm really working on that, because one of the reasons why I'm working on that, because I'm trying to get a boo thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get a boo in this life. I'm supposed to be real about this. Okay? Now look here. I'm letting you know right now, TT from the D, or anybody listening here, if you got an uncle or something like that, I like them old. I'm telling you right now, if you got somebody that's about 65-ish to maybe 70, he got a pension or something like that, he got his own place, let me know. We can work this. I mean, you got an uncle or something like that for me, TT? I just trying to understand. I just want to know.
You know what? And you know, them men will eat you up, Kiva. They would love you. I'm telling you, man. I can see it now. I'm like, okay, you need to be hitting some of these events that I be knowing about. I'm gonna have to put you up on some of them events because they be out there, they be sharp and got their life together, and people just playing games. But yeah, wow, okay, so you're in so you work, okay, so you're open to dating.
Yeah, so being just vulnerable, open to dating, and yes, I finally realized I was like, oh, I'm ready.
Nice. Okay. Wow. And so, you know what? I'm glad you said that. That's something I don't know if we know how to admit it to ourselves, or we don't realize that that's something some of us struggle with, the vulnerability. Um I don't know see, I'm sure for everybody it's different on why they may struggle with that or have an issue with it. Um I think a lot of times, in my opinion, we've experienced trauma somewhere along the lines of our life, and it took us to a place where we shut people out, closed down.
Or I think it's our culture as well as that we've been taught to be stoic and not be able to open up, to
Now,
be
educate me on that, Kiva. What does stoic mean?
strong
Okay. Okay.
and not be able to open up to people and show our emotions. Because when we think about emotions, many people think if you're crying and so forth, that's weak.
Right.
And so, especially if we think about on a cultural standpoint, I can only speak for me as a Black woman
Mm-hmm.
about as a Black woman about being the strong Black woman and living to that standard of being a strong Black woman. To open up and let people in, it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. You're right about that. And then when you do, if you worked hard and you get there, you sometimes pick the wrong person to open up to, and then you got to start all over again from ground zero.
But what I like though is I see people that are vulnerable. Like, so it's like they can start over and over again. So they'll have someone, this person may do them wrong, and they will start all over again. They will keep starting over and over again. Whereas, like, me, for the vulnerability of like somebody does me wrong, I'm like closed off, I'm guarded, and it may take me a while to open back up. And I'm looking at those people and admiring the people like, I love that about you. I love how you can just pick yourself back up again and go right back into that game.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me.
Yeah. 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 So I think some people might find it easier than others. And then, I think it's safe to say there are plenty of books out there that can teach you or help guide you, I should say. Um, but I think you could read something and it can make perfect sense. But sometimes I think we look at it and say, well, that's them. That's not me. That worked for them. It would never work for me. And I think a lot of times if we allow ourselves, like you said, to be vulnerable and say, well, let me give it a chance. You said a few minutes ago, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to start dating. I think I'm ready. You know, when you think you are versus don't think you are, it's two different spaces to be in. You think you are, so you try it. You don't think you are, so you try it. Doesn't make sense because you're trying it, but you're not ready. You really don't give yourself the opportunity to know if it really would be for you or not. because you're doing it and you won't know. But for you, you're saying, you know what? I've done some work on Keyva and Keyva's ready.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So you seem to be destined to help people. When we talk about you being an educator, when we talk about you being a public speaker, because you help people do through words, you help people with getting to know themselves on a different level through being an astrologer. What haven't you had a chance to do that you think, you know what, I wouldn't mind learning to do or doing that?
I'm always trying to learn something. I always have something in my back pocket, like, yeah, I'm about ready to learn that, but I can't. Like that whole Jill of all trades.
Yes.
Jill of all trades, but not one, not none.
Yeah.
Working on that one. So when you ask me, like, what is something that you really want to do? I'm like, I need to slow down and work and focus on what I'm doing now and then. But I've been honestly thinking about it. So I have the astrology, I've worked on public speaking, education, but I honestly, teaching has always, it's within me. It does not matter. It doesn't matter 15 years from now, I'm still going to be a teacher. You come to my event, you're going to learn. Teaching is just my foundation. But I want to start in my community with, teaching and helping, women and girls. But I want to expand that to go across this world to help people, and I want to travel to do it. So yes, I can help people do social media and talking through social media through some, short video clips, but I actually want to see these people, talk to these people, engage and help people through my teachings and my speaking.
Okay. Cool. Let me ask you this. So as we are nearing down, leave us with 3 things that you feel will help people connect with themselves as your event that's coming up next month, September 29th, correct?
Yes.
What are 3 things that you think that can help people connect with themselves?
First and foremost, people have to have a strong foundation in religion and or spirituality. I'm not here to judge, to tell people what they should believe in or what they shouldn't believe in, but you have to have some foundation in a belief in something that is higher than you in order to get by in this world and to function in this world, because there's something higher than you that's leading you in your path that you can meditate, pray on a daily basis. The next step is understanding that you must pour into yourself first. Every single day, you have to pour into yourself before you go out into this world and pour into other people. We work these 9 to 5 jobs, and we're taught to give to other people, but not give to ourselves. So you must learn how to take care of yourself and pour into yourself, mind, body, and spirit. Because how are you pouring into other people and you have a dry cup? Your cup needs to be filled before you sit here and try to pour into somebody else. That's not selfish. That's self-preservation. Know that you are number one. Because I know every single day when I wake up, I'm number one. I take care of me first, my mind, body, and spirit. Because if you don't take care of yourself, then how is your health going to be affected? So you must consider taking care of yourself. The next thing is distractions. Distractions for everybody in this world looks different. But I'll tell you one number one distraction that most of us have. Number one, scroll.
Yeah.
And you need to learn how to move away from those distractions every day in order to take care of yourself. And it's not like, don't be too hard on yourself. If you if you're on your phone 4 hours a day, maybe take a half an hour of that 4 hours to not be distracted to scroll on that phone. And this stuff is not easy. This stuff is, what I want people to seem to understand is that as I'm sitting here talking to people, I'm walking the walk that you walking every single day. I have no judgment on you, on what you're doing out there, because we walking together on this path to find and work through our purpose so we can help everybody else in this life.
Well said, Queen. Well said. I know that the event that's taking place, the early bird special, I want to tap back into that again before we conclude our interview this evening. So, the event, let's talk about that for those people that may have just logged on. You know, some people just may have gotten home from work, finishing making dinner for family, whatever it is. And they're like, okay, what do you got going on? Becoming you, embracing your identity. Where can people find the event tickets?
On Eventbrite, type in Becoming You, Embracing Your Identity. You will see the event show up for the early bird special. The early bird special is running now. It's running from now until August 22nd.
Okay.
And then August 23rd, you'll be paying full price. Now, the early bird special is $99.99. After that, August 23rd, you're going to be paying $111.11. This event is going to be fabulous because you're going to learn from your identity how you can grow from your past, your roles that you played in this world, your culture. And you're going to learn all this through my life story of what I have to share to shed some light, and also the teaching aspect of ways that you can embrace your identity at the event.
Okay. And will you have vendors there, or this event won't have vendors?
So this event will not have vendors this time.
Okay. 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 And so the event space is in Lathrop Village.
Yes.
For those, you got to be clear because, they don't like to be confused with Southfield.
Yes. It's in Lathrop Village. Doors open at 10:45. The event will start by 11:30. When you go on Eventbrite, it's going to have the agenda. So you'll see approximate times of the event, give or take some time. But we're going to adhere to the schedule that is given.
Okay. Okay. And so will there be a last day that people can purchase tickets, or will you allow people to pay entry at the door? Because you know how people wait till the
Yes,
last
thank
minute.
you for that question. So there will not be entry at the door for these tickets. You have to purchase online. Have your phone ready to show us that you purchased the ticket through Eventbrite, so we'll know when you'll be ready. So please, please, okay, dear cousins,
Right.
do not come
Yeah.
to the event. Talk about, girl, I forgot. Girl, you know we cousins. Girl, you my BFF. No, I'm asking you to please use your technology and purchase the tickets on Eventbrite. I love you, cousins. I love you, aunties and uncles and BF best friends forever. But you gotta use the technology. I love you for that.
Yeah. 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 I'm going to share this flyer that's going to be constantly floating around. This is a beautiful flyer, by the way. I love it. I love the colors. What made you pick these colors for your business? I know this is a part of your business. What made you pick these colors?
I decided on these colors for my brand because colors have representation. So when we look at the colors, it represents womanhood.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to embrace and help women. And that's one of the reasons why I picked the colors that I chose.
Okay. They're beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm excited to be your MC for the evening, or I should say the afternoon, because it is a brunch. And
Yes.
so, ladies, again, if you have an 18-year-old that is in your life, you might be 18, because I know I got some listeners that are 18 and up, of course. Grab you a ticket, carpool. You might say, well, that's too far, blah, blah. Hey, grab your girlfriend, grab your sister, grab your cousin, grab your grandma. Grandmas can appreciate still learning, but not only learning, watching you learn, and it's something that you can do together and grow together. Each one reach one, teach one. So it's about finding out who you are, discovering your own identity. A lot of the times we don't know who we are when we look in the mirror. We look right at ourselves every single day, but the image that we see outside does not dictate who you are. It recognizes, it allows us to recognize one another, but it doesn't tell us who we are. And so Keyva is going to be helping us to discover. I'm going to be hosting, but I'm going to be learning too. All right. I'm open to that. I'm interested in that. I want my girlfriends, I want my cousins to come out. I want you ladies to come out and represent. It's an opportunity also to fellowship with Women Network, Politic. And what will you have coming up next after that, Keyva? What do you see coming up next?
Well, I plan on, this is a series that I'm doing.
Okay.
So I plan on doing this in person. But the duration of the winter time is we'll start having online events based on this series.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay. Well, I want to thank you for being my guest this evening. I know that you're a very busy woman. You do a lot of things. I know you're still planning and making sure you are doing everything to make sure this is an amazing, unforgettable moment for women when they come out on September 29th, which is a Sunday, ladies. It's a Sunday. So this, you know how sometimes y'all are like, oh, I'm going to go to early services and to catch brunch. Well, you still could do that. Go to your early service and come right on over to becoming you, embracing your identity. Brunch, it's a lunch and learn type of experience. And when you leave, I promise you, I'm predicting that you won't be the same. I'm predicting that. Again, Keyva, thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to bless TT from the
Thank
Beat
you.
podcast. I'm going to be sharing the flyer. I'm going to go on. I believe the link, you can scan. I saw this. So you can scan the QR code and be able, will that take people right to Eventbrite, or what does that QR code take them to?
It takes them right to Eventbrite.
Awesome. See, look at that. Now y'all just learned something and I learned something too. You scan that QR code and it'll take you right to that link. Some people don't know, they're not tech savvy. So for those people that you know and love that are not tech savvy, they don't use smartphones, or they may have like a flip phone. There's people out here that actually have phones that don't have the internet because they're like, I need bare minimum. Go ahead and bless them. And for those of you that might say, I would come, but I already have an event that day, or I won't be in town, but it sounds interesting. Well, do you know a woman? Do you have someone that you love on that you know that can benefit from going and being blessed from this event? If you do, then sow a seed. Sow a seed by purchasing a ticket and gifting it to them. So there's more ways than one that you can support this vision that Naturally Keyva is putting out into the atmosphere. You can bless someone else, be a blessing to others. And heck, if you're coming and you want to bless somebody else that you know may want to come, and maybe they don't have the funds, maybe they really don't have a $99.99 because you watching and learning about that early bird special, then you can bless them by grabbing you a ticket as well. I thought about someone that I would like to bless to come out. Not that they can't buy their own ticket, but I thought about it. I said, I'm gonna be hosting, and I would love to bless somebody. People bless me all the time. And so I've been thinking, on who can I bless. There's a lot of beautiful women in my life, and so if that ain't you, if you don't get that ticket, don't come for me. Don't be trying it. Don't try it. It's just I'm going to think about that. I might put y'all names in the hat and draw one. But I really want to be able to bless somebody. So I know I will figure that out. But I'm going to bless. I'm going to be sowing a seed. And I don't know. You know what? Let me do this. Let me do this. Ladies, let me do this. That's watching. Whether you are a friend or a stranger, if you are in the Michigan area, you can get to Southfield, Michigan on that Sunday and you want to come out, send me an email to Teresa@ttfromthed.com and tell me why you should be my lucky person to get that ticket. Tell me why you feel like you want to get to know and embrace your identity. And I'm going to read through them and I'm going to select the one person who stands out the most. Now, don't be making nothing up. Okay, don't make nothing up trying to win that ticket. But I do, because I want to bless somebody. So if you would like to be blessed with that ticket, shoot me an email and tell me why should it be you. I want you to help be your best self. So tell me why you want to know more about you and who you are and what you hope to get from that. And then I'm really gonna put names in a hat and I'm really gonna do a live drawing. As a matter of fact, let me tell you what I'm gonna do, players. I'm going to leave that open and I'm gonna remind you each remaining Tap In Tuesday. What's your cutoff for that early bird special?
The last day is August 22nd.
Okay. So whatever that Tuesday is, let me look because I want y'all to. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna tell you what else I'm gonna do. Boop, boop. Look, I love talking it out. So I had asked you guys to do something. I wanted to bless a mom for Mother's Day. So I said, hey, if you follow me and on my YouTube, because I'm trying to do something on YouTube, I said, shoot me an email, let me know that you followed. I'll go and make sure I see it. Within that time frame, I'll enter you into a drawing. I wanted to do something special. Well, there was a handful of people that did it. And life started happening. Some things started going on in my own personal life. And I did drop the ball on that. So let me say that I'm going to take that handful of people, you know who you are, because I reached back out to you and said, thank you. I'm going to throw your name in that. I'm going to throw your name in that hat for this drawing for the Sunday event for becoming you, embracing your identity. So I know that a handful of people will make it to that hat. If you want to also, because you were listening today, you want to be a part of that, I'm going to tell you, so we know the date. Let me get to my calendar because I don't want to give you the wrong date. Okay, I got a smartphone, but it's not acting smart at this moment. Calendar, there we go. So you said August 22nd. So I would need you guys to submit your quick email. You don't have to write a dissertation. You could just shoot me an email on why you should be entered into that drawing. So I need you guys to do that no later than Sunday, August 18th. I'm going to make my live drawing on Tuesday, August 20th, and I'll be purchasing my ticket, Keyva, very soon so I can make sure I get that early bird ticket. And then I will make that live drawing and I will announce that winner. Yeah, I'll announce that winner and I'll make
contact to you guys.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Again, Keyva, thank you so much for being a guest. I hope that people took heed to what you said. I hope that allowed people to get to know you because that's what it's always about here on TT from the D podcast. I like to give the opportunity for people to get to know my guest and what they're doing and be a part of it. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to end our show. Good night, Queen. I'm going to close us out with a video, I guess, tonight. Something fun for you guys to enjoy on your way out. Got to go on my little library here and see what video I think because Kima from Total is getting ready to come to the Aretha Amphitheater, I believe this weekend, if I'm wrong, but I know she's coming in August. She hasn't come already, so you still have time. But I had the opportunity of interviewing Kima a while back, and I kept her video. So I'm going to see if I can get it loaded up. Hopefully I still got it in my lineup here. Hope I ain't jump ahead of myself, y'all. Oh, there we go. It's called Love Me Back. All right, Keyva, you have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Queen, for joining me tonight. And I will be in touch with you because we do have to have a conversation about some things so we can make sure we have a great experience.
Thank you. You have
You're
a great one now.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, because I know some of my fellas is listening. And fellas, for those of you that's listening, go on and bless your wife. Go on and bless your girlfriend, your mama, your sister, even if you have a daughter that is 18 and older. Fellas, bless them with a ticket to this event. You can go right on over to Eventbrite. As Keyva said, again, I'm going to have a drawing because I'm going to buy a ticket so I can sow a seed. But for fellas that's tuning in tonight, I know you might have been wondering, like, and if you are single, y'all heard Keyva, she's ready to enter the dating game. You got to have your game together, though, okay? Be ready to deal with a woman who is beautiful, educated, and ready to just do some new things in life. So I'm leaving you guys with this beautiful video from Keyva from the group Total. She'll be right here in the D coming up very soon. It's called Love Me Back. Salute to everybody, and I will see you next week for Tap In Tuesday, where my amazing guest will be the beautiful, talented Erica Franklin. She's one heck of an actress, and she'll be stopping through TT from the D to talk to you. I'll see you soon.